Hello, anybody is there? Shakti Singh.
Check. Ratan ji, can you hear me?
Hello, Shakti Singh.
रतन जी आवाज आ रही है? चेक चेक.
मुझे आ रही है
सर
आवाज.
मैं कुंदन.
आ रही है आई कैन हियर यू.
थोड़ी इको आ रही थी आपके साइड से.
रतन.
ठीक है अभी? हाँ, दिस इज गुड सर.
रतन. शक्ति जी.
मुझे आवाज आ रही है, आपकी कोठी से आवाज आ रही है मुझे.
हेलो हेलो. हाँ
शक्ति सिंह.
हाँ बोलो.
शक्ति सिंह.
जी बोलिए.
हाँ जी सर, मैं ऑडियो हूँ. ऑडियो वीडियो हमारी क्लियर है क्या?
आपकी वीडियो क्लियर है एकदम, ऑडियो भी क्लियर है.
ठीक है सर.
सर,
ये
हमारा
मैंने
audio
कनेक्ट करा
video
है
clear
पीयूष सर के रेस्ट.
नहीं, वो इस पे हो नहीं रहा था इसलिए इसको रख लिया.
ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर है ना सर?
क्लियर है क्लियर है क्लियर है, ऑल क्लियर.
ओके जो.
हाँ हाँ.
सर, our audio and video is clear. हमारा क्लियर है सर ऑडियो. शक्ति जी.
हाँ हाँ जी हाँ जी ओके.
ये थोड़ा
हम सिस्टम से म्यूट कर दो.
हेलो अजय.
हाँ रतन जी.
रतन.
हाँ अंकित.
हेलो रतन.
अंकित मेरी आवाज आ रही है? मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ हाँ आ रही है आ रही है.
बोल दो वहां से.
ठीक है अजय. एक
हाँ
मिनट म्यूट
बोलिए
करो
रतन
म्यूट
जी.
करो. अजय
हाँ
अजय ये
रतन जी.
सेकंड हैंड जो है ये मिनिस्टर्स का रेजिडेंस है.
ओके.
ठीक है तो 1% रेजिडेंस से भी ले सकते हैं.
ठीक है, नो वरीज सर.
ठीक है.
ये हाँ, हमारा लिंक अभी ये कांस्टेंट ओपन रहेगा टिल द इनॉग्रेशन इज डन.
ओके ओके सो अजय आपको अगर कुछ वहाँ पे कुछ ऑडियो वीडियो अगर वहाँ से अगर लेना है तो फीड है वहाँ पे. कुंदन कुंदन अजय वो अंकित.
हाँ रतन.
हाँ
बताओ.
कुंदन वहाँ पे है अजय. अगर आपको बात करनी है तो कर सकते हो.
ठीक है ना, वो ऑडियो वीडियो चेक करा ली मैंने.
कुंदन
अच्छा
जी,
करा
हमारी
लिया. ठीक
ऑडियो
है.
और वीडियो क्लियर है.
ओके 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 अजय ओके.
थैंक यू.
थैंक यू.
सर म्यूट कर.
Who is CIM office?
Welcome to India International Jewelry Show, IIJS Signature, and to India German Jewelry Machinery Expo, IGJME. 2022. We are privileged to have as our guests of honor Shri Purushottam Rupala, Honorable Union Minister of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Government of India. Welcome, sir. Srimati Darshana Dardosh, Honorable Minister of State for Railways and Textiles, Government of India. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. Shri Gopal Shetty, Honorable Member of Parliament. So welcome to this wonderful event. And joining us will be Shri Vipul Bansal. He'll be joining us shortly. IIS Joint Secretary, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. A warm welcome to each of you and thank you for gracing this landmark event. Let us now light the ceremonial lamp, invoking the blessings of the Almighty on IIJS signature, on IGJME and all of us present here. And joining us online at this auspicious moment, we have our distinguished chief guest, Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs and Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, Government of India. And to light the lamp in person, I shall request our guests of honor, Shri Purushottam Rupala, Srimati Darshana Jardosh, Shri Vipul Bansal, Shri Gopal Shetty, and our dignitaries from the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, Shri Colin Shah, Chairman, Shri Vipul Shah, Vice Chairman, Shri Sailesh Sangani, Convener, National Exhibitions, and Shri Sabyasachi Ray, Executive Director, Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council.
Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampada Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Namostute Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampada. Deepajyotir Parabrahma Deepajyotir Jana Deepajyotir Parabrahma Deepajyotir Jana Deepo Harame Baba Danyadeepa Namostute Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam
Hello.
Sampada Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampada.
Sir, we can hear you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, gentlemen, for doing the honors. It's now time to welcome our dignitaries. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall request our Chairman, Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, Shri Colin Shah, to kindly felicitate our guest of honor, Shri Purushottam Rupala, Honorable Union Minister for Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying.
प्रोग्राम 11 बजे से चालू हो गया है।
Thank you, sir. I'll request our Vice Chairman, Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, Shri Vipul Shah, to kindly welcome our guest of honor, Srimati Darshana Jardosh, Honorable Minister of State for Railways and Textiles, Government of India. I shall request Convener National Exhibitions Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, Shri Shailesh Sangani, to kindly felicitate our guest of honor, Shri Gopal Shetty, Honorable Member of Parliament. And we have a special felicitation. I'll request Executive Director of the Council, Shri Sabyasachi Ray, to kindly felicitate Shri P.M. Parlevar, Director, Ministry of MSME. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request our very dynamic chairman of the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council, Sri Colin Shah, to welcome you to IIJS Signature and IGJME 2022, highlight our achievements and shared concerns, and acknowledge our chief guest, the Honorable Minister, when he joins us via video conference. Ladies and gentlemen, Sri Colin Shah.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. Welcome to this 15th edition of IIJS today. Extremely thrilled that the show is back in Mumbai. Like you know, 2 years we've gone through this pandemic and our industry was affected the most when the pandemic struck. But we've come back extremely strong and these physical shows are a testament to that. So further to what we were also talking in the morning is, what is the importance of a physical show? And while the world did go virtual and we did many things, I would say virtually, but so Gujarati માં કહું તો means એક તો આજે તમને physically મળવાનું એક અમને honor થયું ને દિનેશભાઈ, thank you to you for able to get everyone over here. અમારી માટે of course we come under Commerce Ministry ને પિયુષજી પણ આજે અમારી સાથે છે virtually. પણ એક મીન્સ આ ઓડિયન્સ માટે
નમસ્કાર પિયુષ બોલું છું તમને સબને નમસ્કાર.
ઓ થેન્ક યુ પિયુષજી. ને પિયુષજી પણ ગુજરાતી બહુ સારું બોલે છે એટલે એ પણ એક સારી વસ્તુ છે. પણ મીન્સ આખા ઓડિયન્સ માટે પિયુષજી સિન્સ યોર હિયર I must say very clearly that Purushottamji Rupala and Darshana Ben are super, I would say, best friends of this industry, especially because they come from Gujarat and Surat. And Darshana Ben, especially તમારી માટે આજે આખા ઓડિયન્સને કહેવાની બહુ જરૂરી છે કે અમને બહુ હેલ્પ કરે છે. જ્યારે પણ કંઈ પણ અમારે મદદ જોઈતી હોય તો Darshana Ben is always there. Having said that, Piyushji must, thank you for joining us and thank you, all of y'all for coming early this morning to Goregaon and blessing all of us with your presence. But the government has given us a $50 billion target, export target for next year. We'll reach close to $40 billion this year, which, we have 2 more months and the industry is working very hard and March is always traditionally a strong month. So we're very hopeful that we'll be close to 40. And during this journey of coming back from the pandemic and even reaching this 40 and aiming for 50 next year, Commerce Ministry under Piyushji has been, I would say, like working like partners. And we joke about this at review meetings also, that sometimes we forget whether who is the private sector, because the public sector today is working as the private sector. Minister himself has his weekly track sheet and he's reviewing with all the concerned officers on what is done, what is not done. We have a sector-wise review happening every month. So the policy support that we've got is, and I guess in the budget, especially if you take, the help that we got due to Commerce Ministry and of course the Finance Ministry, is the reduction in diamond duty from 7 to 5. So considering we have a lot of diamond manufacturers, traders, I hope you all are happy enough to give a round of applause to the ministry. Secondly, for a lot of our MSMEs, the emergency credit line, the guarantee scheme which was there, has been extended to March 23, which is really going to help everyone, the 1 more year that we've got. for all our gold jewelry manufacturers, and that was one of their long-standing complaints, that the bank guarantee they have to give to get import of gold is blocking a lot of working capital. So now they can give personal surety bonds instead of the bank guarantee. This will free up a lot of capital. The SEZ Act, which is coming up, and we've not had reforms on SEZs in the last 15 years. So that will really help, again, energize the SEZs. 35% of our exports are SEZs. So that will really help all the manufacturers over there to, again, be able to compete with the other SEZs. And last but not the least, since you all are at IIJS, I must tell you all that, and considering you all are part of various committees and everything, the e-commerce policy was a long desired stand of this industry, because that will help, I would say, all the districts, and further to Prime Minister's vision of making every district exportable. The e-commerce policy will allow that to happen, because with e-commerce, what you need is speed and you need cost. And that new policy will take care of both for gems and jewelry sector. So again, round of applause for the government to listening to the industry and making this happen in a timely manner. Today, as we speak, and maybe this will be a historic moment for our industry and India and UAE relations in general, that as we speak, there is going to be a signing of the UAE FTA today. And our industry, luckily enough, will be one of the large beneficiaries. So, and I'm sure the Honorable Minister will speak about that, but this would be a game changer for our industry and help realize our industry, go to the next level of $50 billion. Of course, besides that, I would say the UAE FTA, the government is very actively working on market access with Canada, UK, US, Australia, some of our large gems and jewelry markets. So the duty tariff reduction in those markets, which of course help boost our exports and make us more competitive with China and Thailand. Further to that, we have the mega CFC in SEEPS coming up, which is going, I would say the work is going on full steam, and we should be ready by the ministers given us a deadline of May Day next year for the opening. And we can only say that we are working furiously towards making that happen. Besides that, the last missing part in our Bombay dream. So we have the Bharat Diamond Bourse, which has 3,000 offices. We have SEEPS, which has 200 factories, and the MIDC area, which has another 300 jewelry factories. But one of the industries which needed a special park and which will help consolidate the entire Zaveri Bazaar and Parel and many, many areas which are fragmented all over Bombay into a world-class infrastructure like BDB will be the new Mumbai Jewelry Park. And Kirit Bhai over here is our chairman. And we are very excited that this will help make Mumbai the premier center for gems and jewelry globally, I would say. Besides that, another good news which has happened for our industry is the Gift City and the IIBX which has come up over there. So London Bullion Exchange was there, then Brexit happened, the pandemic happened, and the Shanghai Exchange has also come up as another counterpart to bullion trading. But India today has the opportunity of being, since we are the second largest consumer of gold in the world, through this exchange in Gujarat, we can be the exchange of the world. So there is no reason why more and more gold will not be transacted. We will consume 1,000 to 1,200 tons. And besides that, we will also be a gateway to the rest of the world. So that's another game changer which the government has graciously agreed to. Besides that, sir, and about this exhibition, since we are at IIJS, it is, in some sense, an aggregator of the entire industry. So we have diamonds, we have diamond jewelry, plain gold jewelry, polki, silver jewelry, we have machinery pavilions, we have 15,000 visitors who come from all over India to visit this show. And it makes sure, so one is the business which gets transacted, but secondly, at the start of the year, it is the indicator of the sentiment. And once you all grace us with your presence and walk around, you will see the positive sentiment which this industry is going through. So with a little government support, there is no reason why we can't be the gems and jewelry capital to the whole world. This one industry, like how, you have Switzerland famous for watches, you have France for perfumes and cheese. When you think of commodities like that, if you think of cars, you're thinking of Germany, BMW, Audi. So for gems and jewelry, we have an opportunity of being that to the world, that anyone thinks of gems and jewelry, they'll think of India. So that's the potential of this industry. And we thank the government for all their help. So thank you once again. Thank you for your presence, and best of luck all our exhibitors and visitors for having a wonderful show. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman Sir, Mr. Colin Shah, for that warm and cordial welcome and for so beautifully setting the tone for a richly rewarding IIJS signature and IGJME 2022. Through IIJS signature and IGJME, the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council has transformed the face of the jewelry industry in India through a fresh and innovative approach, through a single-minded pursuit of excellence, and imbibing in each of us with the vision of a future that shines as brightly as the glittering jewelry we create. The magnitude of this entire exercise and this magnificent event is beautifully captured in the special edition of Solitaire International IIJS Special that commemorates this scintillating event. May I now request our guests of honor, Shri Purushottam Rapala, Srimati Darshana Jadosh, Shri Gopal Shetty and Shri Vipul Bansal, and the dignitaries on the dais to kindly release Solitaire International IIJS Special in the distinguished presence of Shri Piyush Goyal, who has just joined us online. Okay, can we have a round of applause? I know you can't see too much from there, but you can follow it on the screens. Congratulations to the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council and the Solitaire team for this wonderful launch. You will be able to get your copies of this and see just how beautifully they have captured the spirit of what IIJS and IGJME 2022 are all about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to our chief guest, Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, and Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, Government of India. I shall now request him to address us via video conference. Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished chief guest, Shri Piyush Goyal, via video conference.
Very much, Colin Bhai, for that very warm introduction and for the very good words you had for the government, for the Commerce Ministry, and more particularly for Prime Minister Modi's leadership in getting us a very good deal with the United Arab Emirates in terms of the comprehensive economic partnership agreement that will be signed today virtually. There will be an exchange between His Highness the Crown Prince of UAE and Prime Minister Modi, and truly this will be a golden letter day for the gem and jewelry industry. And I don't know whether it's a mere coincidence that you had this program today and the virtual summit is being held today, or whether this is a signal that we have great things in the offing for the gem and jewelry sector. My brother and colleague in the Union Cabinet, Shri Purushottam Rupala ji, my sister, my colleague in the Union government, and also the Honorable Union Minister for Textiles, Srimati Darshana Ben Jadosh, my good friend and our Member of Parliament from my home city, Mumbai, Shri Gopal Shetty ji, all the other distinguished colleagues, both on the dais and off the dais, distinguished leaders of the gem and jewelry sector, ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly delighted to join the inaugural ceremony for India International Jewelry Summit, Signature 2022. The IIJS signature has truly become the signature event of the Indian jewelry sector, and showcases its prowess to the entire world. The gem and jewelry sector is a prime example of the potential of Make in India, the potential of Brand India, as you rightly pointed out, Colin. And I do hope that in the years to come, we will have the world looking up to India, and anything that comes from India, of course, hallmarked, assayed, and with the guarantee of quality, will be the sure identity which will distinguish Indian jewelry from all the others. And just like you mentioned, the Swiss watches are defined by their Swiss origin. We'll have Indian gem and jewelry products defining the India story, the India capabilities. Our history is filled with tales of many precious stones which have been attributed many powers. In the Vishnu Puran, there is a description of Syamantaka gem, which had the power to bring prosperity and plenitude to the possessor. And therefore, jewelry is intrinsic to India and has also today become a status or a style symbol in society. Jewelry making skills have been passed down in Indian families since many generations, and many of our friends who are participating in this jewelry show also have seen generations in this industry. Due to this rich tradition, the beauty, charm, design, and expressiveness of Indian jewelry is truly unmatched. Just like poets write poetry, our goldsmiths have written fascinating stories with threads of gold, silver, and precious metals. Despite disruptions due to COVID-19, the GJEPC has channeled its entrepreneurial spirit to convert this crisis into an opportunity. You organized virtual trade events like Buyer-Seller Meets, E-International Gems and Jewelry Show, India Global Connect, webinars, and many more. These initiatives have helped the industry to bounce back quickly and gave a push both to domestic sales and exports. The IIJS signature is an important jewelry show, which I think is an institution by itself and caters to the sourcing needs of gem and jewelry retailers and wholesalers from across the world. I believe you have 850 exhibitors participating in over 1,450 booths with 14,000 pre-registered visitors, of which over 400 have come from overseas. And there are delegations from many countries like the US, UAE, Egypt, Nepal, Uzbekistan. I truly compliment the entire team which has put in all the effort in making this show a great success. The gem and jewelry sector is a strong pillar of the Indian economy. Our gold and diamond trade contributes about 7% to our GDP and employs over 50 lakh persons. The exports, as you rightly pointed out, already stand at 32 billion this year until January, and we are very confident that you will achieve a 40 billion export in the current year, which will be a growth of about 6.5% with respect to the pre-COVID period of 1920. I also believe that you are making efforts to achieve the original target of 44 billion, and I do hope February and March will help you to aspire closer to that target and help the country meet the ambitious and never before target of $400 billion of exports in one financial year. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India wants to make the gem and jewelry sector self-reliant. We need an Atmanirbhar gem and jewelry sector. And therefore, this will be a focus area for both domestic growth and export promotion. The budget 2022 has paved the road for the sector to grow and expand India's footprint in the global gem and jewelry trade. The reduction in import duty on cut and polished diamonds to 5%, the extension of the emergency credit line guarantee scheme for MSMEs up to March 2023. I believe over 90% of your units are MSME units. The acceptance of personal surety bonds in place of bank guarantee for import of gold, the replacement of the SEZ Act, on which we are working very closely with the Finance Ministry with a new liberalized SEZ regime, a simplified regulatory framework for e-commerce to come out in the next few months, which will facilitate gem and jewelry exports through e-commerce, ensuring that small retailers are able to ship their products overseas. You have given us a $800 US dollar per consignment kind of indication. We have taken it up with the Ministry of Finance and hopefully will be able to come to a resolution of your request soon. As you rightly pointed out, today evening there will be another reason for your sector to celebrate. It will be a gift that will ensure an expedited growth of this sector for many decades to come. I am happy to note that GJEPC, with the support of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, has been setting up common facility centers to improve productivity and quality of gem and jewelry products. We already have operational CFCs at Amreli, Palanpur, Junagadh, Visnagar, Coimbatore, Kolkata, Hyderabad, and Rajkot. I'm sure this will go a long way to help realize the goal of Make in India for the world and truly give us the benefit of the India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, of which one of the biggest beneficiaries is certainly going to be your sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to aim to be a global champion in this sector by taking up bigger and bolder challenges, bigger targets, both in domestic production as well as in the export market. To achieve this, we need to build an agile mindset, looking for opportunities all across the world. In fact, creating new opportunities. I'm glad to see such positive and buoyant energy. Even though we have connected through video conference, I can feel the enthusiasm in the room there and the passion amongst your stakeholders. As they say, nothing great in the world has ever been accomplished without passion. As I sign off, I wish every success for this mega event and hope to see many such successful initiatives in the future. તમને સબને મારી બહુ બહુ શુભકામનાએ અને આજનો ઇવેન્ટ આ શો બહુ જ તમને ઉત્સાહથી તમે જો કરો છો એમાં તમે સફળ થશો અને આ શો પૂરા વિશ્વમાં પ્રસિદ્ધિ લાવશે અમારા સેક્ટર માટે આ મારી ભગવાનથી પ્રાર્થના છે. મારા કલીગ્સ દર્શનાબેન અને પુરુષોત્તમભાઈ તમારી સાથે રૂબરૂ છે ત્યાં અને મને વિશ્વાસ છે તમે મારા સેક્ટરથી તો જોડાવ છે તમારો, પણ ગુજરાતનો જો તમારો જોડાવ છે એ ત્યાં રૂબરૂ તમારી સાથે છે અને તમને પ્રોત્સાહન આપવા માટે અમારા બેઓ વરિષ્ઠ મંત્રી તમને બહુ જ સારી સમર્થન પણ દેશે અને આગળ ચાલીને તમારી સાથે આપણી પૂરી સરકાર વડાપ્રધાન નરેન્દ્ર મોદીજીને નેતૃત્વમાં તમારા સેક્ટર જોડે કંધાથી કંધા મળાવીને અમે કામ કરશું અને દેશનો વિકાસમાં તમારું યોગદાન વધાવશું. થેન્ક યુ. Sorry for any mistakes in my Gujarati. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and a warm round of applause to our distinguished Chief Guest, Shri Piyush Goyal. Thank you, sir, for your kind sentiments, your good wishes for the success of IIJS Signature and IIJME, and for your never-failing support of all our endeavors. You truly embody the very best of what is exemplified by the Latin phrase, in virtute robur. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall now request Shri Purushottam Rupala, Honorable Union Minister of Fishery, Animal Husbandry and Dairy, to kindly address us. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri Purushottam Rupala.
પુરુષોત્તમભાઈ તમારી આજ્ઞા હો તો હું નીકળી શકું? પુરુષોત્તમભાઈ મને આજની કાર્યક્રમ માટે તૈયારીયા કરવું છે. તમારી આજ્ઞા હોય તો હું નીકળી શકું?
आज के इस महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रम में वर्चुअली हमको मार्गदर्शन देने के लिए और आशीर्वाद देने के लिए उपस्थित थे हमारे कॉमर्स इंडस्ट्रीज के सम्माननीय मंत्री श्री पीयूष गोयल जी, हमारे बीच हमारे साथी मंत्री गुजरात से हमारी जुझारू महिला नेता बहन दर्शना जी, हमारे मुंबई के पूर्व भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष और हमारे नेता गोपाल शेट्टी जी, श्रीमान कॉलिन शाह जी, जिन्होंने बहुत ही विस्तार से आज के कार्यक्रम की रूपरेखा हमारे सामने रखी और गुजराती में बोलने का उन्होंने शुरुआत किया और पीयूष जी ने उसका समापन किया। मैं आप दोनों को बधाई देना चाहता हूं क्योंकि आज विश्व मातृभाषा दिन भी है। सो गुजराती में थई जाए आज ये दिवस छे એટલે અનાયાસ આપ બંને એની ઉજવણીમાં ભાગ લીધો એ માટે હું પિયુષજીને અને ભાઈ કોલિનને ગુજરાતીમાં અભિનંદન આપું છું અને કોલિનભાઈને આવો સુંદર કાર્યક્રમનું આયોજન કરવા માટે પણ જીજેઈપીસીના ચેરમેન તરીકે ધન્યવાદ પાઠવું છું. ભાઈ શ્રી વિપુલભાઈ, ભાઈ શ્રી શૈલેષભાઈ, અમારા કિરીટભાઈ, અમારે નાવડિયાજી, प्रवीण भाई, आप सौ भाइयों और बहनों, ये जो जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी का इस प्रकार के अंतरराष्ट्रीय शो का फिजिकली होना मेरे हिसाब से एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण इवेंट है आफ्टर इस पेंडेमिक। इस मंदी के दौर से जो देश और दुनिया गुजर रही थी उसमें कहीं आशा और उम्मीद जगाने के लिए और उसमें गति दिलाने के लिए इस प्रकार के कार्यक्रम की बहुत ही आवश्यकता थी। इसलिए मैं जेम एंड ज्वेलरीज के सारे लीडर्स को तहे दिल से धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आपने इस प्रकार के कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया। वास्तव में ये सही हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी का मेक इन इंडिया है। आप जेम एंड ज्वेलरीज को देखो तो इनका रॉ मटेरियल यहां नहीं बनता है, 100% इंपोर्ट है अपना डायमंड सेक्टर, और जो फिनिश प्रोडक्ट है वो कंज्यूम भी नहीं होता है, वो सारा एक्सपोर्ट होता है। 94% अपना एक्सपोर्ट है। सो ये 100% मेक इन इंडिया का ब्रांड अगर किसी को देना है तो ये जेम एंड ज्वेलरी को हम दे सकते। और ये बहुत ही अपनी पुरानी इंडस्ट्रीज है और अभी जिस प्रकार से इसका ग्रोथ हो रहा कि आप 40 बिलियन डॉलर को क्रॉस करने जा रहे हैं, इसके लिए आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई मैं देता हूं। इससे हमारे बहुत एवेन्यू खुल रहे हैं। पीयूष जी जो बता रहे थे कि हमारा यूएई के साथ जो ट्रेड में समझौता होने जा रहा है वो आज शाम को इसकी घोषणा होने की है, मगर इस घोषणा से हमारे इस ट्रेड को एक बहुत ही बड़ा गेटवे वर्ल्ड के ग्लोब के लिए हमको मिलने वाला है। एक बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म के साथ हम जुड़ने वाले हैं और मैं मानता हूं कि इसका सबसे ज्यादा बेनिफिट जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी को मिलने वाला है। इसी के कारण इस ट्रेड समझौते से हमारे इस इंडस्ट्रीज को बहुत ही बेनिफिट मिलने वाला है। इस इंडस्ट्रीज को आप देखें तो डायमंड, गोल्ड और ये स्टोन्स जो हमारे जयपुर के हैं और स्टडेड गोल्ड का जो बिजनेस है, इन चारों डिवीजनों को आप देखेंगे तो उसमें अपने अपने हिसाब से काम करने वालों की और कारीगरों की रोजगारी के साथ जुड़ा हुआ ये बिजनेस है। बहुत ही पुरानी कारीगरी है ये, नक्शी काम करना, पुराना जरी काम करना और उसमें से आर्टिकल्स बनाना। और जब से ये श्रृंगार शास्त्र की रचना हुई और ये विष्णु पुराण का उल्लेख हमारे पीयूष जी ने किया, मगर महाभारत का सबसे बड़ा झगड़ा स्वयंवंतक मणि को लेकर ही हुआ था। भगवान श्री कृष्ण के ऊपर बड़ा चार्ज लगा था मणि चुराने का और उसी पे बड़ा महाभारत हो गया। इसी कालखंड से इसका आकर्षण रहा है। અને માતૃભાષા દિવસ છે એટલે તમને યાદ કરાવું કે અમારા તો ડાયરાની શરૂઆત થતી, જટ જાઓ ચંદન હાર લાવો ઘૂંઘટ નહીં ખોલું રે, એટલું બધું લોકપ્રિય આ ગીત હતું કે જેને કારણે ઘરેણાની અને દાગીનાની સમાજ જીવનમાં જે અસરો હતી એનાથી આપણે ઓતપ્રોત હતા। और ये एक साधारण परिवार से लेकर हर महिला के मन में उसके अति उत्तम इसकी कोई डिमांड हो तो ये मंगलसूत्र होता है, वो उसकी एक कामना होती है।